Hey everybody, how you doing? It is Monday, February 3rd. So that was quick. Tariffs are over. They didn't even last 2 days. So Trump made it, well, they're over for like 30 days, but I have a feeling they're over. So Trump made a deal with Canada and Mexico, both countries, Canada and Mexico, I guess, acquiescing to at least one of Trump's demands, which was kind of surveilling the border, putting troops on the border, stopping the flow of fentanyl. And now they have 30 days to work out some kind of an economic arrangement. And Trump's flip-flopping on this, and he was very quick to, do this, at least this initial deal. I think after this 30-day period, they're going to work something out. So I don't think tariffs are going to be an issue. Not now and not for a while. I think that was a threat now. It looks like a threat. It looked like a bargaining position. The first thing that he accepted was having to do with transiting the border on both sides and the fentanyl issue. So again, I think the economics are going to be worked out. I don't think anybody wants to get into a trade war. So I don't think the tariffs are going to be an issue now. I mean, that could change. Trump is very volatile, and, we saw it over the weekend. If you know Trump or if you've seen him since he has come onto the public stage back in 2015, 2016, you know that he's very volatile. So the system is loaded with cash. Friday, we had a very, very large fiscal transfer. I was telling you guys that this period of the month, starting on last Friday, which was first of the month, payments went out. Now we got February 14th coming up with a quarterly interest payment. March 1st, we'll have first of the month payments. Very, very powerful fiscal flows. We had 130 billion leading flow on Friday with 104 billion net flow, like huge. And it's when you look at the dynamic of what happened in the market, Friday should have been a huge up day, and it was going up. And then the announcement of the tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and all the zombies sold, headline zombies sold. And, today, I mean, the system is just filled up with cash from these fiscal transfers. And today, as soon as it came out, the news came out that, actually early this morning, the news came out that the tariffs were suspended against Mexico for 30 days. And then after the close, it came out that the tariffs were suspended against Canada for 30 days. Now the market is up strong. So we are in a very positive monetary condition now. And again, when I talk about monetary condition, that's not monetarism. It's not the Fed shit that you hear about. This is, when I say monetary condition, I'm telling you, what the actual money condition is of the system. And that's based on the fiscal flows. And it's very, very positive right now, and it's going to remain positive, okay? So with the tariffs out of the question, I think the tariffs are done. I think they're done. Then the question becomes how much of the spending cuts that are happening by Doge and Elon, Elon now has access to the Treasury's payment system. I did a video on that on Saturday. And so he says he needs to cut $4 billion a day. He's nowhere near that. But like I said, I monitor the flows on a daily basis. I could see the very first instance of any downturn in these fiscal flows. And right now there is none, zero, zilch, nada, nothing. The fiscal flows are very strong. And that being the case, the stock market's going to go back up. So as long as the tariffs were an issue, okay? If the tariffs, and by the way, he still has the 10% tariff on China. I suspect he's going to work something out with China too. Trump's a deal maker. I mean, and now it's becoming pretty clear that the tariffs are a negotiating position. Frankly, I don't, if you want to get into some kind of philosophical conversation or discussion about, we need to make stuff here, unless it affects national security, then I don't see, and I've been through this many times. I mean, if foreign countries, if foreigners want to labor and use resources and, to spoil the environment, pollute the environment, and use currency manipulation for, our dollars, which are just electronic creations, basically electrons, and provide us with high quality, low cost goods that basically define our standard of living. What do we have in terms of our conveniences, our things, our everything we need to live? I mean, if that's the situation, I mean, like, we're getting the better end of the deal. This idea that, we have to make it. I mean, I just ask the question, why? Like, if it's for national security, then yes, maybe something like steel. Okay, you want to protect that. You want to have that domestic food, basic things like that. Like, you don't want to have that at the, the decision of somebody else externally. If you ever need to fight a war or something for armaments, steel. But I mean, like, this idea, and this is very much embedded in this business person's mentality that we got to make money. It's not about the money, because the money comes at the push of a button. It's about the real assets, the things that we need and we consume. All right, this idea that we have to make money, and this is what's driving a lot of the policies of what Trump is doing right now. I mean, it's kind of silly. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, the United States, there's no issue about money because it's the creator of the dollar, which is, basically the global currency. It's the monopoly issuer of the dollar. If the idea is the government has to get money from somewhere so that the trade-off can be, it could eliminate taxes on Americans, I'm all for that. Although just a basic understanding of the fact that taxes don't fund government spending, it can't. It's impossible for that to be the case, because the taxes have to be the dollars have to be in existence first before anybody could pay a tax. I said that so many times with the Monopoly example. When you play the game of Monopoly and you land on the community chest or the other one, and it says pay tax $75, you're just handing back some of the money that was distributed by the game. All right. What happens if you have a society that we're on a desert island? Okay. We're on a desert island, and I control all the sand. And I say, I need you to find food, water, shelter. You got to find food, water, shelter, and I will provide you with a grain of sand. Basically, we're talking about an unlimited amount of sand. But I'm going to ask for that sand at some point. I'm going to tax it back. I want that sand back. You got to provide the goods and services that I need as the governor for this society, to create this society. All right. And for that, you're gonna get sand, which I have an unlimited amount of, but I'm gonna take some of it back at some point. I mean, basically, that's what we're talking about. And that's what we're talking about in the foreign example, too. We could even use the same desert island. There's another island, 20 miles away, where those guys are laboring every day to get the food, to get fresh water. They're shipping it over here to us. We're sitting back. We're getting the food from them, the coconuts, the bananas, the fruit, the pigs or whatever. We're getting fresh water from them. They're constructing huts and shelter, and they're shipping it over here on their boats, and I'm giving them sand. And they're perfectly happy to do that. And then I come in, I'm a new governor, I come in and I say, you know what? We need to keep the sand. And we need to grow the fruits and the food and raise the pigs and build shelter and send it over to those guys. Because we got to get their sand. They're ripping us off because we're sending all our sand over there, even though we have an unlimited amount, right? We're sending all our sand over there and we're getting nothing. No, we're getting the pigs and the fruits and the bananas and the coconuts and the shelter and, you know, the hula skirts or whatever else they're making over there. So it's like, we need the sand. We need that sand. We don't need the freaking sand. We need the stuff that they're making. We have all the sand that we need. Unlimited amount of sand. I don't get it. And if the whole thing is about to create jobs, there's plenty. Look, our infrastructure is falling apart here. You could create jobs with a massive rebuild of America. We need it. The roads, the airports, the power grids, everything like that. But listen, I'm all for it. The government's got to make money, right? This is this stupid idea that the government has to be run by a business. Now, what kind of a business? Tell me something. What kind of a business that has the power to imprison you, to take away all your assets, to dominate every single aspect of the economy if it wanted to put on regulations and anything else in their favor, that business would own everything very quickly. In 30 days, it would own every single thing. And as when people say, oh, the government's got to be run by like a business. Maybe I understand that they're talking about it has to be run efficiently. You know, we could bring up all these examples. Today, Trump shut down USAID. And on the news, they were reading out a lot of these ridiculous and bogus programs that this organization, you know, was paying money to, which I agree with. Is fucking ridiculous, a lot of these things. So I get that aspect. But in the broader aspect of like, you know, we need to make money. The government needs to make money as a business. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It creates money. I've always said the government is the maker of money and the taker of things. And we, the private sector, are the maker of things and the taker of money. We need the money. Because if they're going to impose a tax, just like that desert island situation, if I say at the end of the year, you got to give me back some of that sand, or, you know, I'm putting you in jail, in the jail on the island. We have a jail that we built. I'm putting you in jail, or we're going to take away some of your possessions and you can't have them. You got to give us back some of that sand. Then the sand becomes valuable. But, if you're going to use this idea that the government has to make money, then at least give it back to the citizenry in the form of cutting the taxes. Now, I have to say that Trump is trying to get Congress to eliminate the income tax. And you can apply tariffs in a magnitude that would very easily equal individual income tax deposits to the Treasury. That's 1.1 trillion annually. See, the biggest tax comes from employment taxes. That's the money they take out of your paycheck every week, stuff that goes, it's another bogus thing going for Social Security. That money doesn't fund Social Security. That goes into the Treasury's general account and it's used for all spending. I mean, if you really wanted to give a boost to people, eliminate that stupid, bogus, those employment taxes, because they're also a pain in the ass for businesses to file and stay current on. So, no tariffs. I don't think that's happening. And so, it's all systems go. We're in the green again, unless we start to see some deceleration in the fiscal flows. Right now, I see nothing. And actually, we're going to get a big spike in the flows at this period. By the way, February, I didn't even mention this, but February is the biggest month for IRS tax refunds. So we're not only getting a quarterly interest payment, you're going to get those IRS tax refunds too. And that is a big, powerful fiscal injection this month. So probably new highs in the market now that the tariffs are off. Look, when the tariffs are on, I said tariffs are a tax and they reduce global income, but they're off now. They're off. So we're in the clear. Anyway, that's it for today. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial to MMT Trader. There's nobody else who has an applied approach to MMT, which is what I give you, plus the education that you learn every day, a lot of emails I send out, recommendations, etc. See you tomorrow. Bye.